Hey guys, welcome to Agent After Hours. I am here today with Michelle McKinney talking about real estate in general, but you have kind of an intriguing setup.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mother-daughter team with
Yes.
Khadijah,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys, did you start around the same time? Did you get
Around
licensed?
the same time, I got licensed in December in Ohio. Then in January, the end of January, I was licensed in Kentucky.
Okay, that's
And
quick.
yeah, yeah. And then, she had graduated from college at UK, and she was thinking about all these. She actually interviewed to be a police officer at Fort Wright.
Okay.
Was thinking about being in the FBI, things like that. And then she wanted to be more grounded, didn't want to have to just up and leave, and I'd raised all four of the kids by myself, and so I knew the struggles, and she was going to be having a family and everything else, and I was like, hey, why don't you get your license? We can
Sure.
get your real estate license. I think it would be great. You can work a little bit more flexible around your schedule with your kids, all of those things. So she was like, no, and then she ended up like, all right, I'm gonna do
Talk her
this.
into it.
Yeah, and then shortly, right after she got licensed, I was like, hey, I think that we should be partners. Because I raised my kids and all my kids were athletes. I was the mom always on this side of the football, lines and basketball and gymnastics, and I was the one always there
Sure.
and present. So everybody just really, I never missed any of that stuff.
Right.
And it was always just me. So everybody just kind of relates me to my kids.
Sure.
So I was like, well, why would we just be like a competition for each other, and people who know us be like, should I call her or should I call her? And I was like, hey, let's be partners. She's like, oh, I don't want to be your partner. I don't want to be your partner, Mom. And I was like, no, I think it's going to be great. Like, I think, because in my mind, I'm thinking the busier we get, we'll need assistance. We'll need this, we'll need that. Like, if there's two of us, we'll be able to grow together.
Sure.
So she ended up, she got her license really quickly. And I was like, hey, we're doing this, and put her on my deals, and then the money started rolling in for us, and she was like, okay, I'm in. This is great,
So first listing closed in 2018.
Yeah.
And you said 15 deals that first year?
Yeah, so May, I think 3rd or 5th was my first listing. And then by the end of that year, we had closed, I think it was 15 transactions.
And the following year, you blew up to 60 deals?
Yes, the following year,
That's
I think
insane.
we had 60, 61, something like that.
Sure.
She's the one who keeps track of all that stuff.
That's fine.
I don't do that. I kind of do, but
She was
she's
supposed
more.
to join
She's
us,
more.
but she's
yes,
out and about.
Yeah. I've had sick grandbabies. We've had a ton of showings.
Sure.
She ended up getting. We had a lot of showings, but that's the good thing about the two of us.
That's the beauty of a team.
Yeah, when one of us can step up and do this, and then the other one can go do the showings. But yeah, so it's been a little hectic lately. But.
So how did you scale from 15 to 60 in 1 year? 'Cause that's crazy. That's great.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm more of the fly by the seat of your pants kind of
Sure.
person. She's more the grounded, Mom, slow it down, reeling me in. But I love helping people. I talk to everyone everywhere I go.
Sure.
And I just had it in my mind this was not a try. When somebody says, "Hey, I want to try real estate," to me you're already setting yourself
up
for
for
failure. I was going to do this.
Yeah.
I knew that it had the potential to change my life, my family's life, and I had already, worked really hard and done everything I could to take care of my kids, and I wanted something bigger and better, and I saw the white light at the end of the tunnel. I was like, I'm going to do this, and so that's what I set my mind out to. So I just went for it. Nothing's ever okay, I can't do it. So.
So from 15 to 60, and then where are you guys at now? And is it still just you two? Do you have admin support?
It's really just the two of us.
Wow.
So we're starting to get to a point where it's okay, so do we need to, look at starting to get somebody to help us on the
Right.
admin side of things and stuff like that. Hopefully as we just keep on growing, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But so far we've been able to maintain it, even though it can be a little crazy to maintain it with the both of us.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think, talking to somebody new in the business, what is your advice for them?
You just have to really there's no trying. You have to set your mind to it that this is what you're going to do. You can't make excuses, and you have to put yourself out there. You have to be able to, talk to people,
Sure.
and relate to people. And you really need to be surrounded by agents that really support you.
Absolutely.
That really not just tell you that, oh, we've got a great training, process, and
Right.
we've got this and that, and we've got a nice, great office, but people who actually care about you and your success,
Sure.
and is willing to go the extra mile. Because we have mentored some agents
Sure.
now coming in, that have come into the business, and they're doing really good. And I'm willing to pick up the phone for them just like I am for my clients at any time.
Love it.
And I help them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't expect anything out of it. I genuinely just want to see them succeed. It's not because I'm going to make anything extra. It's not because whatever. I just really want to see them succeed.
Need more agents in the business like you.
Oh, well, thanks.
No, absolutely. Because I mean, I do believe that we're all in this together,
Mhm.
and it's just so much easier. And I'm not saying that there's not bad apples in
Yeah.
any industry,
Oh, yeah.
but it's just so much easier when you can relate to another agent and say, "Hey, this isn't just about the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in your shoes.
Yes. Yes.
and we have a common goal."
Yeah, you have a
It's-
common goal. And you know what? That's been a part of our success too, because, I've worked with agents. I've gotten in a deal with an agent who's screaming at me,
There's no reason.
in every deal, nothing's smooth.
Sure.
Like, there's always something that comes up. I don't care how much. I don't care if it's $1 million sale or it's 150.
Right.
There's things that come up in that process.
Basements flood, refrigerators
Yeah, and
break.
you can't control everything that your seller or your buyer is doing. And, and some people listen to you better than others. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people learn the hard way. But I've created really good relationships, Khadijah and I have,
Yeah.
with other agents. So when we request a showing, I'll have agents, like Diane Caldwell or somebody, who'll call me and say, Michelle, hopefully you sell this house. Like,
Sure.
they want to work with us.
Oh, it makes a world of difference.
Yeah,
I know of
yeah.
agents. I just spoke with one with another company the other day, and they said, "Yeah, we took an offer from one of your agents
Mm-hmm.
because we knew the lender that they were using,
Yes.
which is helpful.
Which is very helpful. Yeah.
And we know it's going to get to the closing table. There's not
Mhm.
going to be,
Yeah, yeah.
and it could, and I'm not saying this happens every time, but it could have been on that deal that it was $5,000 less than the next offer.
Yes, it absolutely is,
But-
because they know when you get in that transaction, even if there's hiccups, you're going to treat them with respect.
Yep.
You're going to be workable. You're going to try. You both are going to be a team of trying to get everybody onto the same page and still protect your client's best interest.
Yeah.
But be able to do that without being mean to each
To
other.
work through a solution without screaming at each other.
Yeah, and I find that even as a not to be it brings up, but as a woman and stuff, sometimes it's like we think that we have to be mean to get us to the next level, to get us to get something done. And I've never been like, I don't believe in that. Like, you don't have to be mean
Not at all.
to somebody to be able to be successful. I think the nicer the better.
No,
You
and I
know
think
what
there's
But that doesn't mean that I can't negotiate.
No,
you know
not
what
at
I
all.
mean? Like, it doesn't take meanness to be able to really negotiate a deal.
Well, and I think there's also two types of agents, and you've seen a transition over
Mm-hmm.
the years too. That this used to be very sales oriented,
Yes.
and now it's very service oriented.
Yes.
And so you can be a salesperson through service, and
Mm-hmm.
that can be, I'm not going to say gimmick, but that could be your trait that makes you successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It sounds like that's exactly what's working for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
For sure. For sure.
Awesome.
So yeah, and I mean, Khadijah and I, after we became licensed, and we were working, and we were, we share our social media and
Sure.
stuff like that. And I mean, one day she hashtagged, agent fam, And so it kind of caught fire, and so now people refer us to agent fams. Now we're like Team Agent Fam.
I love it.
And that's how we kind of felt, is because like once you become our client, you just become like a part of our family. And our goal is obviously to retain that business.
Absolutely.
And so once you're a part of Agent Fam, you're always a part of the family.
Yep.
Kind of thing. And that's kind of like really helped us, but also with my other agents that like really have come into our circle and stuff. That's kind of like how they are. Like we want them to feel like they're a part of that, and
It's becoming a mission statement, which is
so we
crazy.
like really grow.
So, you've certainly created the agent fam for your client base. What do you and Khadija do to create new business? Are you primarily referral based?
Well, we have really definitely become that, which is
Sure.
great, because I mean, when I started, I was knocking doors.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I don't mind all the grunt work, you know what I mean? And I love talking to people. So COVID was really hard on me.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, that's really how we grew. Like in open houses, like if I had an open house, if somebody walked in that door, they were going to be our client. Like that, they were gonna like me.
Sure.
They were gonna like me. They were gonna end up wanting to do business, and like
I love the mindset.
Yeah, they were gonna. So most of our business grew from open houses. I'll tell you that. Like because and then your family, different people that didn't see you as an agent before start to trust you, and then they start kind of coming in a little bit more, and
We've
stuff
all had
like
the
that.
aunt or uncle or the cousin that's
You're like, you're not really a realtor yet.
You're a freshman.
Like they get worried because it's the biggest thing that they do with their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they're like, do we trust you with that? Right. So they start seeing us be successful, and then so like more friends, more like family started really coming in. But it really grew from us being out there in the field, talking to people.
Grassroots.
Yeah, and open houses. And then from there, then COVID happened. And thank God that we had that base started, because, we started having resales of houses, and people were referring us, and it was... And our pipeline was pretty thick, but it got us through COVID, and we still had really, really great numbers again that, those next 2 years and into this year. And I don't know, so.
Awesome. Any last bits of advice for agents either thinking about getting into the business or just getting started?
Just set your mind to it and say you're going to do it. I think that if anybody really wants to do this, and they keep really good values and the customer service aspect of it, because I've talked to a few people who talk about it, and they're like, oh no, I know I can sell a house. It's not really like, oh, here's this, look at, you don't have to talk somebody into buying a house.
It's not.
It's more
I sold cars before this,
yeah.
and it's not selling a car.
It's not selling a piece of jewelry. It's not selling clothes. It's not selling makeup. Like, it's an emotional experience. It's, a financial fit, the whole 9 yards. So it's really of once, you retain that client, and then they find the house that they need. It's building those other relationships with all the other people around you. Yeah. And giving that really great customer service to your client. If you don't know those answers, you go find them, and you help you continue to lead them down like a smooth, easy process, and give it the extra mile, whatever you got to do to make it work. You know what I mean? When I was new, I painted if I had to. I did whatever I could do to help my clients.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But I loved also doing that, because I loved helping them.
Well, and the word of mouth, it sucks to help paint.
Yes.
But the word of mouth.
Yes.
They're going to tell all their friends and family that she went the extra mile.
Yeah.
And did this for me. Did your agent do that?
It's not gonna be easy.
Right.
I think sometimes people think, oh, it's gonna be easy, like a network marketing company. You jump right in, think you're gonna make all this money, and then it gets hard, right? And you're like, oh, this I just paid this setup fee, and I don't know, I gotta call people, I gotta talk to people. No, you have to really be a go-getter, and you have to know that it's not gonna be easy, and it's different than any kind of sales, or I don't even like calling it sales, than anything else.
Sure.
And surround good people around you.
Absolutely.
Because you know, and I know, like it could be
Oh
very
my gosh.
cutthroat,
Yep.
right? And you don't want to be around somebody that's all they cared about is what they're making.
What is it?
Yeah,
What's in
what's
it
in
for
it
me?
for me?
Right.
You have to genuinely care about people, like
Love it.
really. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. We'll definitely have you back so I can see the team dynamic between you and Khadijah. 'Cause
next time we're bringing Khadijah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining. We'll see
All
you
right.
guys next time.
All right, thank you.